Thank you, settlement and guns coming.
Trip Flip every Sunday nights on Travel Channel at 8 p.m. 7 Central, Edmonton, Canada. I'm coming to the comic strip to do stand-up April 3rd through 7th. As always, go to BertCast.com.
This is the Bertcast.
All right, what do you mean?
Are we recording now?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, perfect, yeah. I don't even do levels, and that's why I get so many people shitting about my sound. So then I brought in one of my buddies is big. Is
your hand shaking? Do you need a beer? It's in the fridge.
No, I just had a beer over at the McDougal Street.
There's beer right behind you.
I went to the McDougal Ale House. That was my old haunt.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, this is so surreal to be here because, I lived across the street. I worked down the street. I'd hang out here at late nights in the not Olive Garden. What's the name of the place?
I want it to be the Olive Garden from now on, but it's called the Olive Tree.
The Olive Tree. My two roommates worked at the Olive, or one of them did. Remember the lesbian I lived with?
No.
Monica?
No.
She was a little real hot little Cuban chick.
I think those. I remember your apartment.
Yeah.
I was up. I remember going to your apartment. I remember being like, "This motherfucker's got the baddest place on the planet."
I scored on that place.
Yeah, you had a bunk bed.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a bunk bed.
Oh, I built that shit. I remember Kristen Meddock dumped me. Man, it broke my heart. I flew down. I was just started stand-up, and I didn't even start stand-up. I was fucking, do you know the level where you're just hanging out at clubs and you're not really getting up, but you're telling everyone you're
at that level now. That's my level now.
I feel like that now when I come home, or not home, but when I come back to New York. Yeah. So I don't really know. Like the only person I ever really met at the Olive Tree was Manny.
Yeah,
and he died. And so
he did.
Yeah, and I every time I do Manny talking to me, one time he told me I was funny, I always do him going, Bert, I think you're very funny. Pete Corelli always goes, he didn't have a fucking accent.
Yeah, that's Esty.
I know. I fucking molded him into one person. That
was his son that came up here yesterday.
Know him as Manny's son?
Yeah, that's his only son, and now he owns everything. Him and Ava, who is his, basically his wife, who lives upstairs, who is one of the most amazing painters. All the artwork in the Olive Garden or Olive Tree downstairs is Ava's paintings and drawings.
So for anyone that's listening to this, so I would say all my listeners are probably, I know where my listeners live. You
all of them?
Yeah.
You have address? Are you Santa Claus?
No, I'm obsessed with my Libsyn. When I find out what cities I'm big in,
I'm
obsessed with that shit. So a lot of people don't know the kind of the folklore of New York. Right now, I'm in New York. I'm doing. Came in to do press for Trip Flip, and I did Bobby's podcast yesterday. And Bobby tapes this podcast. He's got a studio above the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah,
Comedy Cellar is the last bastion of uncommercialized stand-up comedy in its truest form in this city. Is that fair to say?
I don't know if I'd say that. I think what's happening now, which I just did an interview for some radio show or paper in Minnesota. We actually were talking about that, how I'm so excited that comedy clubs are becoming are opening, but not like these little, I would call them like boutique hotels. These boutique comedy clubs who, they care about comedy and they have to care about the comics and they have to sell tickets because they don't have 50 of them or 100, other ones that do well. They just have that one. I think there's a lot of comedy clubs in New York, like the Stand.
I got an email. I was supposed to do a fucking spot there when I came into the city, and I'm so bad about it.
Those guys are?
No.
They're the guys from Cringe Humor.
Shut the fuck up.
I will not. This is
the
a
guy,
podcast,
what's his name? Patrick?
Patrick, Chris, all those guys from the Cringe Humor guys and the Cringe Humor management guys, and his brother. They opened up a comedy club, and they literally took the best, out of the clubs, like the Cellar and stuff like that. Upstairs is an insane restaurant and bar.
Where is it?
It's on 20th and 3rd, I think.
Fuck.
I don't know. I don't want to get an email from there. It's on the fuck. Shut up. But it's actually, I just did the Riotcast Network. We had a show over there.
That's your network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, and we just did a show, and that's where we did it. It was packed up. It's like an 80-seater.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's a really cool.
It's like the Comedy Cellar was the place. It was like the best comics in the country, and this is before. I think at the time, I guess New York. When I was here, New York wasn't what it is now, where there's Gotham, which is a theater club. Caroline's has always been that way, but I always felt Caroline's a little more accessible when I was here. But this place was inaccessible. You had to be a pro. You had to be a fucking headliner in the country. You had to be top notch on top of your game to work here.
Right.
And it was everyone's goal to work here. And then I don't know. I haven't been back. I haven't been back in a while.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is I think that there was a time where comics we played clubs like this, and then the improvs opened, and then comics started doing theaters. The improvs had to compete with theaters.
That's fucking insane. I can't. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, "You're ready to go to theaters?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Well, look, man. You might be, but there's not. I mean, maybe not a 3,000 seat theater, but you might be able to do 500 seats. There's a lot of those around. But that's the point. Is that the improvs became bigger.
Yeah.
The improvs used to be 180.
Now they're
now they became these 500 seaters to compete with the theater. So that But now I think it's going backwards, where these little small clubs are opening, like the Stand and all these clubs around the country. And look, I can go to Bananas in Poughkeepsie in Hasbrook Heights and make just as much money with 3 shows as I can crossing the fucking country doing 7 shows at a club. And it's not their fault. It's not the improv's fault. Their rent is huge.
Dude, have you heard about the new Irvine Improv?
No.
Oh, it's like a fucking 700 seater.
Yeah.
It's in the same spectrum. They took over fucking Cheesecake Factory, and it's going to be awesome. Umami Burger is catering it.
No, you know what I call those places? Self-esteem smashers. Yeah. For guys like me. When you go there and it's fucking not even half full, they're going to pull some curtain.
Oh, have you been to Stand Up Live in Phoenix?
No, I'm going there.
Oh, good luck.
Why?
It's fucking 500 seats.
Oh, Jesus.
And when I have a Sunday night that has sold 150, man, you can hear it.
This is when you know you're fucking not selling as a comic. When you show up around 15 minutes before the show, and there's waitresses just running out smiling because they got cut. Yeah, let's go to the bar. We don't have to work tonight.
Oh, that's the fucking worst feeling.
Terrible, man.
So here's the other thing I was noticing. Do you think the same thing's happening? Has food changed? You've been in New York this whole time that I've been gone.
Yeah.
I left, and I came back today, and I noticed food seems to, ever since the advent of the food truck, it seems like small boutique restaurants, like small hole-in-the-wall restaurants that just sell meatballs have opened up in New York. Do you know what I mean, though?
I love that you just chose meatballs.
Because I just ate there.
What, the meatball place?
It's fucking great.
It's up on 14th.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's Meatball Mania? What's it called?
Meatballs.
Oh, my God. I the first time I stopped by there, I panicked. One night I was at Ryan Hamilton. I don't know if you know him.
No.
He's a comic.
Baseball player?
No, he's a comic from Utah.
Okay.
Sounds like he sounds like Jerry Seinfeld, but has a sex life of Jesus. Because he's Mormon. He's one of the nicest guys in the business.
Oh, does he wear the undergarments?
No.
Oh,
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, check.
What does that mean?
They wear.
I'm not checking him.
You'll be able to see.
What?
It's a low cut undershirt. It's like a not a wife beater, but it's got the depth of a wife beater.
Right.
But it's a t-shirt, and it's like a t-shirt, and then they have to wear like white t-shirt and white boxers, but they aren't boxers. They're so God doesn't see their privates.
Really?
I think. Don't quote me on that.
But didn't God make the privates?
I think they did, but I think they have to hide them just like the Jewish women have to hide their head from God.
Why?
Didn't we talk about this yesterday with their
We
wigs?
talked about the wig, but
Yeah.
I don't understand the concept of the
Let me start this all over. My whole thing of hiding things from God comes from when I was in Russia, and the women's had to wear babushkas, like headscarves, when they went into the and when they went into the churches because they had to hide their heads from God.
Okay.
That's where all this comes from, hiding fucking shit from God.
Why do we have to hide our heads
modesty,
from God?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, modesty?
I have no fucking idea. I'm
You
just
don't?
telling you what
What
look,
religion-
I drank my way through Russia. You think I remember anything? All I remember is everyone had to wear a scarf when they went into the church because they had to hide their heads from God. So now I've lumped the Mormons and the Hasidic Jews into the fucking Russians. Hey, what's up with all the Hasidic Jews on the street today trying to sell you shit?
I don't know. Where are we going now?
No, I'm just. Did you notice that? I walked down and
No.
there's campers set up on every corner, and there's Hasidic Jewish kids trying to sell sell you something.
I don't know. It might be but they're probably not selling it to everybody. They're probably trying to find out if you're Jewish.
They're just doing it to the white people. They wouldn't do it to the big black dude.
No, I think they would Jews. Because I remember they were in front of the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
Or the Olive Garden or Olive Tree Cafe.
The Olive Garden?
They were in front one night. They opened up the back, and this killed me. They had homemade donuts and pastries. And they would say, "Are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?" And they would talk to you. And if you were Jewish, they'd give you a cupcake or a homemade donut, and they'd dance. You'd dance with them, and they'd play music, and you'd dance.
Are you serious?
It was the weirdest thing ever. And I'm just sitting there looking. I'm like, please.
Poor Sherrod's high as fuck, going, "Please, can I have a donut?"
Me, look at fucking Fat Bob. I wanted to convert. I was gonna call my grandmother in a nursing home. And go, fuck you and Jesus. I'm going over. Muzzle tough, bitch.
So I guess they thought I was Jewish.
I don't know. I could be I could be combining things, but I don't know. But let's find out. Are they giving away free stuff?
Yeah, they're all on the street.
Free?
They're trying to give you flyers to get something, but they all have campers out on the corners. New York has changed so fucking much.
It has, and you know what? I tell you what, and I blame your channel.
Travel Channel?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Travel Channel, Food Network, Travel Channel mainly because of these fucking incredibly great shows that you go all over the world and you watch it. Like, dude, that hot dog is fucking 20 blocks from me.
Yeah.
I've lived here for 10 years. I didn't know they had Japanese cool hot dogs or they have a whole pig face or, you don't know
I
any of
almost
this
went
shit.
to Eddie Wong. You know who Eddie Wong is?
No.
He's a comedian. He's
Irish, right?
Yeah. One of the funniest lines that I remember. It's like, though, you remember those like little glimpse moments is when you guys were doing Tough Crowd, I was on the road. I was featuring for I just had Georgia and I had no money, and I would do the road and I'd come home Monday and late, probably pass out Monday night. Tuesday morning, I'd let Leanne go to work. I'd watch Georgia. I'd have a cup of coffee, and I'd catch up on all the Tough Crowds that I missed.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it's ingrained in my connection to fatherhood, and I remember laughing hysterically and almost spilling coffee on Georgia when you were arguing with Colin and you said, "I'm fucking Irish, Kelly. It's fucking Irish." And Colin goes, "Yeah, you and Shaquille O'Neal." Best fucking line. It took a long time to tell that story, but
no, I love it. My favorite time on Tough Crowd was they did. I was on with Dane, Patrice, Howie Mandel, and Quinn. I believe that was the lineup, and they were doing a gay test. So they took us upstairs and we had to take this test. I answered every question as honest as I could. It's like you could see where you could joke around and answer, whatever. I answered them all honestly. And we go downstairs halfway through, and I was 58% gay. I win. They did the chart.
Wait, how gay was Patrice?
Patrice was like third gay. Dane was.
How did you be?
It was me. It was me. It was me. I think Dane, then Howie, then Patrice, then Colin. I think Colin was last.
Really?
And I was like, the only thing they said to us, they go, "Listen, you cannot say faggot. You can say homo, you can say homosexual, you can say queer. Do not use the word faggot. Please don't say faggot." Everybody's like, "Yeah, of course. Well, fuck, I'm not going to say faggot. Why are we going to say faggot?"
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Patrice, yeah, all right, we get it. Get out of here with no faggot." So the chart comes up. I'm fucking I'm angry.
Yeah.
Because I know Dane is gayer than me. Colin is fucking queerer than anybody on the show. I mean, he got mad that he tried to have a priest molest him. He's told the story. You know what I mean? I'm flipping out. I'm like, I'm not, me, the way I scream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not the gayest one on the thing. And Patrice goes, don't get mad at me, faggot. Everybody just looked, shit. Because we were the only word. We all just walked off set like, fuck, this show is over.
That's so fucking great.
He's so funny, man.
I wrote an article about him. I've written about everyone in my book, but I wrote an article.
What's your book?
I've got a book. I have a book coming out.
When?
I don't know. We don't have a due date yet.
With who?
St. Martin's.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it going to be? What is it about?
It started from the machine story. Was where it started. Is that got traction and people wanted to hear more stories. So I wrote a short synopsis, like a short presentation, and I put the Will Smith story, the time I dated the girl with cerebral palsy and I took her to Scotland with Patrice. Oh God, that's fucking.
What?
It's a long story. It fucking involves Voss and Patrice and this girl with cerebral palsy.
You know what? It sucks too. I remember hanging out with you early, and it doesn't suck. I don't regret it, but it was hard for me to hang out with, because I quit drinking. It's so young. So I'm sitting there with all these dudes I'm like, do you know how much fun we would have had if I was drinking? I
always thought, when I came out to L.A. or to New York, you and Jim Norton were like the two nicest dudes to me.
Right.
Jim was the first person to ever pay a compliment to me when I got off stage about a joke. Mm-hmm. And you, Pete Corielli, Jim, you guys were like the class above me, but you guys were all nice to me because you knew what it was like to not feel comfortable at a club, but you also knew all the older people, and you guys were working comics.
Right.
But none of you guys drank. Everyone was fucking sober.
Corielli did.
Corielli drank like a fucking fish. Still does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I toured with him. He fucking throws them back.
Yeah. If there was a doll of Corielli made, there would be a beer in one hand and a cigarette in the other.
It would be made out of a sponge.
Yeah.
Just... No, Corielli is a fucking... Yeah, but Corielli...
Great drunk.
Yeah. Not angry, not mean.
One of the best drunks out there.
But he was more like... He would sit at the bar and like... You couldn't really interact with him. I could interact with you and Jim. You and Jim and like... I think that's really it. Patrice was always approachable. Because he'd hang out in front of the Boston because he wasn't working the cellar at the time.
He didn't drink either.
He didn't drink either. He did, but he ate like a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he did. He did fucking eat, man. He could cook too, man. He was a chef.
He taught me how to make an omelet.
Yeah.
We were in Scotland, and I wanted breakfast, and I didn't know how to make eggs or anything.
What?
I know.
Really?
I never fucking cooked. I went to college and just fucking... I'd go to McDonald's if I wanted breakfast. And we were in Scotland, and I wanted to make an omelet, and he was laughing at me trying to make one. He's like, "You never made an omelet?" So he made an omelet, made me watch, cooked it.
Yeah.
I remember he did something that only black people do. He seasoned the pan.
What?
He seasoned the pan.
What do you mean?
So like, him and Donnell Rollins both do this shit.
What?
They make the omelet, so they stir up the eggs.
Yeah.
Patrice and Donnell both add a little water, or did
water?
Yeah, water to the egg.
White people add milk.
Yep.
Just to let you know.
Yep. Add water, stir it up, then put butter in the thing, and then season with salt, pepper, cayenne, the pan with the butter. They season the pan and then poured the egg on top.
White people don't use butter.
Yeah.
We use a Pam. We spray so we don't. Our heart doesn't fucking give up.
Donnell fucking Rollins did. I watched him do the same thing. I said, you know what else they did, black guys, and I say this from the few I know personally.
Right.
They took care of their clothes like fucking crazy.
They will. I learned this from Patrice. It takes him 2 hours to get ready.
Yeah.
Because he'll go in, he'll sit on the edge of the bed, watch a TV show, then go into the bathroom, turn the shower on, and then he'll take a shower. He'll just sit with a towel around him, doing something to his foot. Yeah. He'll cleaning his shoe, and then he'll iron his shirt. And
literally,
then
it took fucking ever.
Forever. It was so, but it was like, oh my God, dude, I get ready for a show. It's like, let's go. I got to jump in the shower, clean, shave, put my I got 15 minutes to wash my balls and pits and get the fuck down.
I don't even, if I had a pretty inactive day the day before, I don't even use soap from the fucking lower part of my body.
Stop it.
No, I didn't use soap today. No, everything.
You don't wash your dick?
I'm fucking clean.
Dude.
I'm clean.
You got listen to me.
I wash my hair every single day.
Hang on one second. You got to wash your dick as much as you can.
Why?
Because I got, when was it? Around 4 years ago when I was working out, I got into shape again.
Yeah.
I got down to...
I remember that. I ran into you.
Yeah.
I ran into you and you were like fucking... You were shredded with fucking a leather jacket. And I was like, Bobby?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, just working out, taking care of myself.
Yeah, I was doing Runyon. I was in L.A. doing Runyon with Dane, the hard Runyon, not the
fucking Widowmaker,
not the actress Runyon.
The Widowmaker, it's the backbone.
The backbone run up the whole way, run all the way down, go get fucking Quizno salad, and then go to the gym for 2 hours.
Jesus,
and do weights. And I remember I was hanging. Me and Dane, he's probably still doing it, that fucking motherfucker. But I was hanging. And doing crunches that way, hanging from the bar.
Oh, really? That's a crunch you feel in your tits.
Dude, I was in shape, really in shape. And I remember. What was my what the fuck? I just was thinking
About losing weight.
I was just thinking about me being in shape, and I
Did
went
you
into
really
a fantasy, dude.
I was hanging. Oh God. God, I remember
What
those
was my
days.
fucking
I don't know. I started to get into my own little fantasy of when I lost weight for the first time. And I was like, yeah, Runyon was great. I was listening to 311 back then. Wait, what were you talking about?
No.
I don't care either. We just totally got into our own fantasies of being skinny.
Hey, no, dude, that's what fucking chunky dudes do.
Wait, what the fuck were we talking about?
What was it?
Right now, this is what I hate about podcasts, because I'll hear someone do this on a podcast, and
yeah.
I'll go, you were talking about this, but how come we can't remember it?
I don't know.
Don't even, no.
Don't go back.
Don't go back. We'll play it by ear.
All right, we were talking about, before that, we were
Patrice
talking
took forever to
omelets.
get dressed.
Talking ever to get dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about ever to get dressed. It took forever to get dressed.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I ran into you when you were
your
skinny.
dick. Yes.
Oh, cleaning your
yes,
dick.
cleaning your dick. Because me and you both, we just go off on topics. Our brains are fucking, we're scatterbrains. But you worse than me.
Oh, I'm definitely worse.
Well, you're one of a very rare breed of people that has, and this is why I think you do great in the business.
What's that?
Because you have you have the ability, you have a story, a legitimate, interesting story about everything.
It exhausts my wife.
About everything, though. But here's the thing: and you know how to tell it. You know how to talk, and you know how to the way you get into I mean, I could listen to you all fucking day. It's all fucking day.
I tried to tell my wife
your acting is atrocious. And your comedy,
my
but
acting
you're fucking
is so fucking bad. I do a lot of mouthing the words back as they say them.
I'm kidding.
So wait, wash your dick.
All right, wash your dick. Back to wash. No, you're fucking unbelievable storyteller, dude.
Thank you.
The what happened was I was working out all the time,
Yeah.
and I got a fungus on my dick head.
How does that happen? Is it from your pants?
I was too long. I should have showered. I worked out and then didn't. The moisture from your dick tip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something happened and it can cause a fungus. And like, you ever see a porn where the guy has like a shiny helmet?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with his? That's a fungus.
Oh, I thought that meant they had a pretty dick.
No.
I looked at. I was seeing Tommy Gunn. I interviewed Tommy Gunn. This porn. Do you know who Tommy Gunn is? Porn star.
That's another thing about you. You always have the glass half full.
Yeah.
I just thought he had a fucking.
I was like, how come my dick sucks so bad?
Yeah, I have a dull dick.
I have a horrible kind of like flat. I have a matte dick.
You have a matte dick.
It doesn't shine. And HDTV, not HGTV. High def and high def.
Yeah.
HG.
Cars, shiny's good. In dicks,
shiny's
no, shiny's not good.
Oh, fucking thank God.
I had to put stuff on my dick, and I had to keep my dick out of, keep it clean, like this weirdness. Put the stuff on it to get my dick back, dude. Yeah, I lost the fingerprint on my dick. You know, your helmet has like a fingerprint.
Yeah,
you could literally dip it in ink.
Yeah,
and fucking rub it on a thing like a thumbprint.
You could, or you have. I've definitely done.
No, you've done.
Of course, I have.
You fucking fingerprinted your dick.
I had someone text me as a joke. They were like, showed me a text and then wrote, "Haha," and please text me with your dick. And I was like, well, why not? So I texted with my dick. I've done that before.
You've never dipped your dick in ink and then fingerprinted it?
No.
Have you?
Of course. Who hasn't?
I haven't.
You know the old adage, if I knew it was going to be this kind of a party, I'd stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Well, your dick has to be hard to do that, or you're going to have to push it in. Like, you can't, it's really hard to put your dick in the mashed potatoes soft because it just lays on top of there.
Yeah.
So then you have to push it in. It has to be hard if you want to stick your dick in the mashed potatoes.
You've stuck your dick in mashed potatoes.
I'm just saying these are the things I've learned in life. If you're ever going to take a shit on the hood of your ex-girlfriend's car, take your pants off all the way. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if you take them to your knees, when you start shitting, you piss also. That's why they call it two. It's one plus another one, and you piss in the seat of your pants. I've been there. There's certain things you have to do the thing to know how that works.
I learned that in Japan, actually.
Really?
Well, yeah, you have to shit in holes at the airport.
Who'd you go to Japan? In the fucking airport?
Well, that's the way first of all, that's the way a lot of people shit around the world is just a hole.
Probably better because I bet your butt cheeks spread out.
We were meant to squat and shit. That's how like a dog, a male will lift his leg to piss.
Yeah.
The female will like squat. They both hunch over and squat. Humans were meant to squat down and shit. It opens up your asshole. It pushes your everything down. It's the way you're supposed to shit. They actually, Norton has it. It's a little thing that you put your feet on while you're on the toilet, and it pushes your knees up to your chest a little bit.
That I like. I like taking shits at preschools because the toilets are so low. You're fucking like I'm just from having kids. Sometimes you'll be at like preschool and then you're like, I gotta drop a fucking growler, and then you go in and you take a shit in a preschool and it's the best shit you've ever had because it's those little baby toilets. But you can't,
It was the creepiest, funniest thing I've ever heard.
It's a pretty creepy statement. I love shitting at preschools. But wait, Norton has something that
it's a little stool you put your feet on. You put it in your bathroom. You put your feet on. Your knees go up like you're squatting.
Really?
But you're on a regular toilet, and it helps your shit better. Yeah, when I was in Japan, it was like a 15-hour flight or something, and I ate everything on the flight because I'm a savage. I had to shit so bad, and I ran into one of those stalls, and it was just a hole in the ground. And I had to get completely. I had to get completely nude.
Where's the beer?
It's in there.
Yep.
You see it?
Yep. Wait,
grab me a water.
Did you a wine?
Water. A wine. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking lose 30 years of sobriety on your show. Let's do this.
What? Did you wipe better?
I had it on video. I actually filmed it because I was so like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think that's everyone's first when they realize they can make a video and post it up on the internet. A lot of people videotape themselves shitting.
Well, this was back when you didn't have videos on cameras.
You did it with a fucking video camera?
On phones. They didn't have. It was actually one of the first cameras that took video. So before that, you had to buy a video camera.
Yeah.
A Sony with tape. This was one of the first Casios that actually you could take photos and do video. It was crazy.
Up.
And the video was shitty. Now you look at it, it's like, oh my God, it's garbage.
What were you doing in Japan?
USO with Colin and Nick DiPaolo.
Really?
Yeah, Colin took me on both his USO tours. Well, actually, 2 out of 3. I went to Iraq with him.
What do you think drives guys like Colin and Dave to be so involved with the USO? Like, because those guys are hardcore involved. They love doing that. Like, I would venture to say they forego big paydays to go do that.
I think everybody has to. When we do what we do, it's an honor. It's crazy. Right now, we're working.
Yeah.
We're just shooting the shit about our fucking crazy lives. You just film something. I mean, to do comedy, to talk and just tell jokes for a living. It's such an honor to do that. And when you get to the point where you're making great money at it, and you're actually you're living good, it's like you gotta give back.
I gotta give back, but I don't. But I get anxiety thinking of those shows because I think of pissing off the guy in charge. You know, like
Colin did that. He can't go back to USO.
Really?
Yeah, he said something on a show that they won't have him back. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. That kind of that gives me crazy fucking anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, I think USO. Look, there's nothing better than to give than our soldiers.
Yeah,
it's such a great cause because it covers everything. I mean, look, there's so many things out there: cancer and AIDS and children and all this shit. And it's like, well, what do? You know what I mean? You can't give to you can't. You just can't physically can't. You got to pick one thing, and I think, America. You know what I mean? It's such a great cause. Soldiers are such a great cause, and to do those shows, plus you also get to go over there and put your life in danger, especially at wartime. I mean, that's crazy. You're in Iraq, you hear bombs going off. You're like, what? We could die.
That's fucking. That is. I always looked at those guys. You guys too. Steve Byrne does it. There's a lot of guys that really kind of has Steve had his brother was over there, so that was kind of.
I went with Steve.
Did you really?
Me, Steve, and Colin went. The second time I went with Colin, I believe it was the second time. I went twice. I went once to Iraq with Colin. That was the other time I went with Dane. Totally different scenario.
Wait, Dane went to
Dane went over there, but he played. He did a 4,000 seat. The guy he could sell 4,000 seats in fucking Iraq.
Holy shit!
We did the soccer stadium for the Iraqi soccer team where they fucking killed a bunch of the guys for losing.
I remember that. I think I saw that. I saw that 30 for 30.
Yeah, we actually played that soccer stadium.
Or I saw the movie. Maybe I saw something.
Fucking 4,000 American troops. It was crazy.
Really
crazy. But the one me and Colin did, we did a lot of we flew in a Chinook. I remember we had to take a helicopter ride at night, and it gets really. I thought the desert that I didn't bring anything, no, because I thought we were going to be hot.
So you didn't bring any jackets?
There's a winter time over there. It's fucking freezing. I remember the only thing that made me happy is Colin had an assistant, so that twat fucking did research, bought him like a fucking foot to head puffy coat with an Eskimo hood, right?
Yeah.
So he's on the Chinook. This is an open helicopter, right? We're flying 100 feet off the ground. At night, it's fucking 20 degrees out.
Yeah.
Which makes it like below zero in the fucking helicopter.
It's like riding on a freight train in the middle of the summer. It's going to be cold as shit regardless.
I had brought this coat. I tucked my socks into my pants, and I tied off the ends of the coat. I was freezing. The only thing that made me feel good is that stupid Steve brought a windbreaker.
He brought his one stage jacket that says "Burn" on it with the Korean flag and the Irish flag.
Yeah, exactly. I looked over at him, dude, and I was just like, if I'm this cold, this motherfucker's about to die.
Oh, one of my favorite Steve Byrne stories is we were in Minneapolis. What's the name of the fucking Acme? What are you doing? You shutting the window? We were at Minneapolis at Acme, and Steve's chick, Jessica, is from Minneapolis. She's beautiful, gorgeous.
Yeah,
like 5'11", blonde hair, blue eyes, the ideal Minneapolis chick.
Right.
So Steve is nervous. We're doing the Jameson tour, and he's like, I go, what's the matter? And he goes, Jessica's family's coming to meet me for the first time. I've never met them. Right. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, I think they're over at the bar. They're going to be coming around the corner. Will you hang out? Because worst case scenario, you always say something goofy and I can throw you under the bus, or you're always good at meeting people. Right. And he goes, just, would you just hang out, kind of like, hypothetically be his wingman so that he looks good in front of these people? I go, Of course. I go, don't worry, Steve. I will handle this. And they start walking around the corner. And I realize that the whole family is looking at me. And I look over, I go, Steve, did she tell them you're Asian? And he goes, what? I go, your last name's Byrne. Do they even know you're Asian? And he goes, oh, God, I don't fucking know. Oh, shit. And then they start walking, and they start walking to me, and I go, that's Steve! And they were like, oh, yeah, we know.
That is a shocker, though.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't know. Like, he's so far from that guy that would ever pay attention to something like that.
Yeah, that's like, for a dad, that's like a fucking... I didn't even see that one coming. Yeah. I was hoping he wasn't black or Puerto Rican, but Asian. Holy shit, dude. I didn't. He's at the VFW. Asian. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I said. Burn.
I talked to him on the phone. He sounds just like you. I thought it was Gary. Yeah, Byrne is... He's so funny, man.
And he's so opinionated.
Who?
Steve.
Is he?
Fuck yes.
When?
He does not like people. He will not like people. Like,
what do you mean?
He's... I mean, I'm not going to...
He's one of Steve has always been like the nicest guy ever.
Because he likes you. He likes you a lot.
Oh, well.
There are people that he doesn't like, and he's very vocal about not liking them.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, yeah. And if he doesn't like you, it's clear.
Me and Steve always had a brother relationship. Like, we would hate each other, but not really. I always loved him. Like, I'd fuck with him nonstop.
What was the thing you did that you took? He did an audition for Saturday Night Live.
Okay, he borrowed my video camera.
Oh.
I was like, me. I always have the top tech.
You've always been that way.
Yeah, always. I always have to. That's my.
How many? When MySpace ended, how many followers did you have on MySpace?
Look.
Do you have to remember somehow? I can
30,000.
11,000.
30,000.
Really?
Yeah, but that's because of Torgasm.
You had to have more than 30,000.
30,000, dude. I have 56,000 on Twitter. I don't have a lot of followers.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, go back to Steve. So Steve,
you want to make me feel like shit again?
No, I thought you had a million.
Want me to tell you the numbers last week at the Wilbur Theater in my hometown? You want to fucking get into this?
That's what I love about talking to you about comedy, because so many people will pretend to be selling out and pretend to be this bigger thing than they are, and then like you. Bill Burr is very candid, or at least he has been every time. But I remember I ran into Burr at the Improv, and his hour special just aired on Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Congrats!" He was like, "Yeah, fuck it. The ratings are gonna suck." He goes, "I didn't do much press, and I didn't do much press. I just fuck it. I'll just write the next one." And then it ended up turning being a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's like, the candidness that I think New York comics have, LA comics, it's all pretense sometimes. It's like they want you to believe they're better than they are, so that you tell people they're better than they are, but in essence, you just end up hating them.
Yeah, well, it's. I think it's the crew of guys too. Is that if I was phony, I'd be ripped apart by Keith and Norton and Colin or
Yeah,
Burr.
they don't allow you the opportunity.
Yeah, we don't, and even the fans, they'd be like, "Oh, go fuck yourself." I was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also so fluctuating. I mean, I've been up, I've been down, and you go up, and I mean, we were talking about that Norton a couple weeks ago. He was like, he there was a time he sold out fucking all, and now tickets dwindle, and he's got to, that next thing that he hits is he's gonna, we're all up and down. Even Louis. Right now he knows. I talked to him a couple weeks ago. He's on fire, but he knows that it has a possibility to come back down, and you got to be ready for that downtime. But it's exactly what Burr said. I'll just go create another opportunity for myself, because it's not about people going, here you go.
Patrice, this is one conversation I've had with one comic that I will never forget for the rest of my entire life. Right. I just got a television show and a development deal. It was my second development deal and back-to-back. Right. And I found out in Scotland, and I was dumb enough to share my success with Patrice at the breakfast table. Yeah. And he started laughing, and he looked at me. I'll never forget. He was eating fucking bacon, didn't clean the grease off of it, eggs, over easy, and and he starts laughing, and he goes, "I feel bad for you." And I said, "What?" He goes, "I feel bad for you. You got nothing." And I go, "What are you kidding? I got a TV show and another development deal. I have everything." And he goes, "No, you don't have a foundation. See, that's going to go away one day, and you don't have anything to fall back on. You don't have any talent in stand-up. You're still young, and now you got all this success, so that with that will come ego, and you're never going to learn the craft the way we learned it. Yeah. See, you can never knock me down off my base, and my base is going to be this rate per week. I can always fall back on that."
Right.
Fucking swear to God if he wasn't 100% correct. And when everything went away, I had nothing to fall back on. I had to start from scratch as a stand-up. And now I look back and I go, it's going to go away. Everything I'm doing right now is going to go away. Like the Travel Channel and the book and whatever. It's all going to go away. But the one thing I can say is I can at least go to the road. I can at least write a new hour.
Well, you know what the thing is, too, though. I don't know why I said though twice. But it's... You have a foundation, though. The book isn't going to go. Now it's not going to go away, Bert. It's just going to be added on too. Yeah. Do you understand? A development deal we know now, is garbage. Yeah. It's fear of the network not getting the guy at the time.
Yeah.
Because comics were all of a sudden, Roseanne. Why? We saw her 3 times, you asshole. Yeah. And you didn't fucking lock her in for something? It was just a way of somebody else not getting what potentially, maybe, possibly might be the next big thing.
It was a big insurance policy.
Yeah, they exactly. It was a write-off. They understood. And then they got burnt a bunch of times by a few comics.
Dude, chicken.
Yeah, well, they thought that we're the next
killed
thing.
Himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you ever hear that story?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's fucking sad.
It's sad. But, here's the deal. Like, it's the same thing that you're talking about. It's like he had everything, and now what do you got? You can't go to a comedy club and pull your pants down and fuck around with the audience, because there's too many talented comics out there now. There's too many young gunslingers coming up.
There's so many fucking...
that are fucking really good.
Oh, this makes me so fucking angry.
So we need to really silhouette the fuck out of ourselves on stage, so that when you walk into a comedy club, you can see myself. Oh, that's Bob Kelly. Or that's Patrice, or that's Bert. You need to really hear my voice. That's a compliment to me. When someone goes, "Hey, Bob Kelly, I heard your voice. I thought it was you." Okay, now, because people know me.
Yeah.
But back to that. I want to get back to that Burn story.
Yeah.
He gave me the video camera.
Oh, yeah.
He gave me the video camera to borrow my camera, because I was the only one who had a camera. And he gave me the camera back with the tape in it of his auditions. And I watched it in literal horror, because to tape. Look, I should have never did this. I'm just a fucking douche, really. And I fucking took that tape and I played it at a roast.
Oh, that's so fucking.
Nah, but Billy was like, "Shut." Billy was like, "All right, enough, dude. That's terrible." Billy was like, "All right, there," because. Whatever. But me and Byrne we've always had that fucking fuck you relationship. But now that we're older, it's a weird thing. Like I miss him. I miss all you guys.
I miss
all of us hanging together, and we were with each other every night. Now we're all headliners. Now we're all on the road. We're never together. We don't do shows together rarely.
I would love to do some sort of tour with people. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard.
It's hard because you make this money. Your agent is going to come in, and my agent is going to go, well, and who's going to headline? And, well, if he's headline, and he can do this by himself, and why give up money? That's why I love Leary. Leary's fucking – his tour, I don't even know if he makes money on the tour. He gets his guys and comics he likes, his whole band, and he tours, and he pays everybody, and then the other money goes to charity.
Shut the fuck up!
I swear to God,
we should do charity events. Like one. Now I'm like, well what fucking tickets are we?
Dude, let me just say this again. He pays everybody.
Yeah,
that's me because I have fucking a mortgage.
Yeah,
and a baby coming.
Yeah, what am I talking about?
Listen to me. I love people and I want to help, but only with excess. I'll let you have the gravy that comes over my bowl. You can't dip your spoon into my gravy.
That's a really great analogy.
Whatever gravy comes over, that's all the cup overfloweth, like Jesus said. All the overfloweth you can have.
Sadly, I go, well, let me sop up a little bit with a biscuit real quick because I want to get a second house.
Yeah, you try to get that potato back inside.
I want to get my wife a new car.
Look, man, I'd love to. Do you have a charity that you work with at all?
No, in my head, I've always wanted to donate to Operation Smile.
What is that?
I saw Jessica Simpson talk about it one time. It repairs cleft palates for kids in like Mexico and stuff.
Well, how are we ever going to get another Stacy Keach if we keep doing that?
Or Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, how the no?
But the kids. I guess I'm guessing. I don't know anything about this charity. I just saw Jessica Simpson talk about it once. Apparently, they repair cleft palates because they just leave them unrepaired in places.
Yeah.
So then the kids got to have the fucking mouth open like a
dog.
Yeah. Like a. So I was like, I'm going to give money to that, but I never have.
Really?
That and St. Jude's.
St. Jude's is a good one.
Yeah, Danny.
Yep. Yeah, with the daughter.
Yep.
That's how we know him. They need to really work on their fucking PR.
I want to be the new St. Jude's dude.
You can't.
Why not?
You can't.
I wish
they
there was
They can't have you.
Why not?
You can't be the leader.
St. Jude is the
Jude.
patron saint of hopeless cases.
Yes.
That's me.
You know what? I take it back.
Yeah.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
St. Jude is the saint you pray to when you take too much drugs and you're like, oh, fuck, please, I fucked up, God.
I thought he was the one who, if you lost something.
No.
Which one's that?
You've been playing to Jude for the... Where the fuck are my keys, Jude? He's like, this isn't as hopeless as they are. Try your jacket pocket.
Do you know I had to... I wanted to name my son Max.
Yeah.
I'm having a baby boy.
Yeah, you told me.
And I wanted to name him Max, but when I told my grandmother, who's like a diehard Catholic, old school fucking,
like excited about the new Pope Catholic.
Yeah, like my grandfather, like a year ago, he died, I think 2 years ago. He was almost 101, but he was still calling black people colored, but not in a racist way.
It's what old people.
1910, he was born, and coloreds.
Yeah,
I told her we're gonna name him Max. She was like, "That's a Jewish name. He needs to be named a saint." So
what are you gonna name him now?
His name is Maximus.
That's a great fucking name.
Yeah, Maximus, Saint, because I knew there was a Saint Maximus.
Are you gonna name him Maximus Verkelly?
No.
Yeah. Do you don't know who Magnus Maximus Vermagnum Magnus? What?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you don't remember World's Strongest Man?
Oh, yeah.
They always had a ver in there, Magnus Vermagnuson.
Yeah.
Maximus Vermaximin.
Yeah. I remember.
Throw a ver in there.
No, his name is Donlin.
Maximus Donlin Kelly.
Yeah, which would be just Max Kelly.
I like that. Max Kelly's a great name.
Max Kelly's a great name.
Yeah.
That'd be a great logo.
When do you guys do?
June 2nd.
Ooh.
You have 2 kids, right?
Yeah, I got 2, 6
How old?
and 8.
6 and 8.
Yeah, fucking dude, it creeps up on you. And I know that everyone says that, but it's not like it creeps up on you. It's just like my daughter just says shit that seems so grown up now.
How do you deal with it, though? Like, you're on the road so much. You're away from your kids right now. How long have you been away right now?
I was home for 2 days, but before that I was gone for 2.5 weeks. I was home for 2 days, and then I'm here. I left. I got home Saturday, left Monday, and I'll be here until Friday, and then I'm home for a week.
I don't. How do you even fucking do that?
It's you disconnect and you end up forming 2 personalities almost. And the real hard part is that the road personality where you protect your feelings, where you don't because there's times where you get really vulnerable on the road because you miss your kids, and it catches you off guard, then you have a fucked up day where you're like sitting there watching TV, and next thing you know, you're sitting on the corner of your bed crying watching The Time Traveler's Wife, and you're like, what the fuck? Because you identify with that guy who doesn't get to see his kids, and what if you die early? And and so like that's exactly like you just kind of compartmentalize your emotions in the dude you are at home, and when you go on the road, that's a new dude. It's much like the dudes who cheat on their wives, except you're not cheating and you're not doing anything wrong. You're just taking care of your emotions, and you kind of shut down a tad bit. The problem is when you're on the road a lot, like I am, then you come home and you have a hard time returning on the old sensitive dad, and you become this dad where you like come home and you're like, you're only home for 2 days, so you don't want to turn it on too hard because then you're going to get emotional when you leave again.
Right.
Really fucking difficult. I will definitely say that. But the trade-off is everyone in my family is extremely fucking happy. Like, we have money. We have a house. Everyone's got a great group of friends. My wife's an amazing fucking parent. And when I do get time off, it feels nice.
Okay, so you have your wife and your 2 kids living at the house.
Living at the house with 2
in
dogs
LA.
And a cat, yeah.
In L.A.?
In L.A.
And is it the same house for their life?
No.
New house?
No, yeah. We bought a new house.
Because you got the show and things.
Because I got the show, Bert the Conqueror. When I jumped off the stratosphere, I was able to buy a house. That was basically
what do you mean?
My bet in life is I was like, if I can, first season, I remember my cameraman, Scott Sands, said, who, by the way, is fucking obsessed with you. He loves you. Scott Sands, yeah, he's a big O&A fan.
Oh, cool.
And he said to me, I'm standing on the edge of the stratosphere, 1,100 feet above the strip, and I'm terrified. And he says, listen, I don't want to tell you what your business is, but this is your show. Your name is on this show. If you don't jump off the stratosphere, that defines you. If you jump off the stratosphere, I guarantee you get a second season. And I was like, I was in my head, I was like, if I get a second season, I'll be able to buy a house. And I was like, fuck, if I jump. And so the bet I made, I was like, if I jumped off the stratosphere, just think, this is my house. This is my house. Jumped off, got a second season, bought a house. And now it's by any stretch of means. When you come out to LA, if you see my house, you'll be like, it's nice. It's not huge, but it's nice. It's fucking.
Which is what you should.
Yeah,
which
it's
is what
modest.
you should do when you make money in this business. Goes back to what you said about Patrice.
Yeah,
is that this is an up and down business. You buy a modest house so that when when you're in between shows or whatever, that you don't have to fucking panic.
Yeah,
because you have a $30,000 a month nut, and you're only making you're only making $10,000 a month.
Yeah,
just pay $10,000 a month when you can afford a $30,000 a month nut.
It's great. Girls are in public school, but we want to.
It's great.
I'd like to move into a bigger place, but I don't know, man. I like
cut to you getting a divorce, buying a mansion, losing everything. You fucking
my podcast comes out 5 times a week.
Yeah, your septum gets burnt out from coke. Fucking Jessica Simpson has to do a fucking.
How many podcasts do you do a week?
I do 1 a week.
You do 1 a week?
Hang on one sec. I do. Okay, look, and I do 1 a week, and I give a bonus Thursday podcast every once in a while. Like one night last week, I did one, and then all of a sudden, Amy Schumer just came up to the studio because the cellar's right downstairs.
Yeah.
So I did an extra one with just me, her, and Rachel Feinstein and Eric Rivera. We just did an extra one. So every once in a while, I'll do an extra one on Thursday. But I do every Monday. My show comes out. I never not put a show out.
I have to release one today.
Every Monday I do it so they know. I think consistency is important to the people.
Yeah.
Look, it's free, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Really, you know what I mean? You're not subscribing. You're not paying. But you are listening and supporting, so that is worth something to me. I mean, more than money, actually. So I think consistency, every Monday it comes out, and then I put one out. I could do this every day. I love sitting down with my friends and talking. I love that people like it.
Yeah.
Podcasting is amazing, but I think what has got to happen in the next year, it's got to filter out. It's got to clean itself out.
It's got something. There's got to be a cathartic moment where it just maybe it's a lawsuit or something, but it's going to clean out.
It's got to, because I don't think it's hard to do this every week, man. It's hard to to put the studio. I started on my iPhone.
I remember when you came to my hotel room and you just had 2 mics and a Zoom.
Yeah, And then I had that. I had the Zoom H4n, which I still have, which I love.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah, it's great. It's the best piece of technology ever for pod. If you want to do a podcast with you and a couple friends, that's the only thing you should get. But so long. I don't know why I went on this whole fucking. I do this on Monday, and every fucking asshole I am. Oh, just a fucking
no, you're not. You know what you are?
You're
You're fucking. I swear to God, you're like just watching the growth you've gone through as a dude.
Yeah.
Is so fucking monumental. Like from the guy I knew
Right.
to who you are today.
Right.
I told you you're the reason I went to therapy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I told you that in the car one time. I was driving somewhere and I called you and I just started therapy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I was dealing with all this shit, and I was like, if Bobby can go to therapy, I can go to therapy. And then went to therapy, and then Joey Diaz called me. He's like, stop going to therapy, cocksucker.
Really?
Come meet me for coffee. I'll be your therapist.
Did he?
Yeah. And so then I started going hanging out with Joey, and everything's fucking cleared itself. I go back every now and then from time to time.
Well, look, Ben, you know what therapy is, and people think that it's not. In my eyes, it's not something that who's going to fix you.
Yeah.
I don't believe you should go to somebody who, if you think they're going to make you better.
Yeah.
It's a neutral place to go to, okay, where you can be as honest as 100% honest, at least once a week. It's what AA was founded on. Drug Addicts Anonymous was founded on. It's one guy talking to another guy, being 100% honest about his shortcomings or what he's done every week. And that's what therapy is to me. I can go there, and I'm not going here. He's not I'm fixing me. I'm psychologically learning about me. I'm making the decisions. He's listening and being a friend. It's almost like a paid friend, but neutral. I can't go tell you shit about my wife because you're going to go and sit with my wife, and you're going to know that about her. It will fuck up. I can't tell my wife shit I think about.
I've made that mistake.
Ugh.
Where you tell her something and you should have never told her. Like one time I told her all her friends that I thought would fuck me.
Yeah.
And then she went to the friends and said, do you think you'd fuck Bert? And they were like, of course not now. I'm not going to tell you. You just cock-blocked me.
Yeah. You need to go. That's why a therapist, you can say, I thought, I had this thing, or I did this, and it's never going to come back to haunt you, and you can learn and grow. But, some guys who don't need therapy, God bless you. But anybody who says, fuck you don't need therapy, it's like, you know what, dude, stop. Stop it. Stop it, because everybody's different. Everybody's out there is different. Some people, I don't drink. You drink. You're fine. You know what I mean?
I always wanted to get drunk with you and Jim Norton.
Dude, if we got high, I would get high with you.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm a violent drunk. I get violent.
Yeah, I never understand that violent drunk thing. I wish I was more of a pot smoker, but it's so fucking complicated. I feel like because it's not that I look. Everyone knows I party, but for the most part, I try to keep it to beer and alcohol because I'm always terrified that it'll one thing will lead to the next, to the next, to the next. I'm like Geraldo, and I'm fucking.
I was always worried about you, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I was worried about you. You were that guy. You drank. You partied. You would step on the gas because the momentum asked you to step on the gas. Like, dude, do it. All right, and you do it. But you're also that guy who you get away with murder. You get away with shit regular human beings don't get away with. You do. You do. The stories you have, my luck here. You know what? When I was a kid, I remember my friend Frankie had this big rock and was throwing it against the school door for an hour straight, just bang, bang, trying to break in.
Yeah.
He finally gave up, threw it on the ground. I picked it up. Cops pull up, arrest me. That's me. Do you understand? You're Frankie. I'm fucking. That's my luck.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
So you're like, let me give this a try. Whoopoo!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
They got into a big fight with Burlington, like a gang fight back. Not gang. It was white kids. It was just fucking headlocks and fucking crying. So I show up. I grabbed a fucking piece of hose and I kicked the mailbox. Let's go get these fuckers. Kick the mailbox. Whoop whoop. Cops pull up. Federal offense. Kicking a mailbox. And just grab me, arrested me. That's me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I literally wasn't even there for the fight. I just kicked the mailbox, but they thought I was with all these assholes. They saw something they could arrest. They'd take me.
That's fucking I always had really good luck.
You have great luck.
I have great luck.
You should be dead.
I said that to someone the other day. Have you ever look back at your life and think of all the times you should be dead? And someone was like, no. And I was like, I do a lot.
You've done a lot of crazy shit.
I'm definitely I'm going to get to heaven and God's going to be like, finally. I've been waiting for this day. How the fuck did this happen? How long have we been taping?
We've been taping for 3 hours.
Shut up.
No, I'm kidding. It's 57 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
I should have told you. I was going to tell you in an hour. I was going to write it on a piece of paper and slide it over to you because it's really not professional. There's
nothing professional about this podcast. I did an interview with Sam Roberts today.
Sam.
Oh
yeah, I love Sam.
Primetime.
Oh, did you do a show?
He did. No, he did God, it's so fucking complicated.
Why?
I don't know. I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. But it's like I don't have any control over my schedule.
Yeah.
Travel Channel basically dictates it.
Right.
And there's some things they do want to do, and some things they don't. Some things they try, and some things they don't.
Right.
And so they were like, "We got you on." They were like, "We really want you on XM Comedy because you know they play your comedy." And
Right.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
But they didn't want you on O&A.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I did. I wasn't booked for O&A.
Right.
But I was booked for Sam, but I wasn't booked for Sam's after show. Like I know he does an after show. I did a new station with him.
New station.
XM Comedy. We did a 30-minute interview on XM Comedy.
Was it Sam's show?
No, it's Raw Dog. He came on to Raw Dog.
So
and
you
just interviewed me for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he's done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sam is trying to get his own show.
I think he's one of the fucking more entertaining people around.
I love Sam. I go in to do his show. I do his show sometimes. I love O&A, but sometimes I'll just, you know what? It's. Let me just go do Sam's show because I can just I can call him the night before and go, I'm coming in, and he's just go in and do the hour with him, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And Sam's very like doing O&A. I think you have to ride the energy of the room. Yeah. You can go in and dictate the energy to Sam, and he'll just fucking roll with you.
Sam's really good at that. Yeah. I mean, we call it the Bob and Sam show when I'm on.
Oh yeah, I called into that. That's when you told me you were pregnant.
Yeah, I wasn't, but my wife is.
Yeah. But I did Sam's today, and I realized what a bad fucking interviewer I am. In that I don't have any really I don't prepare for anything with a podcast.
Right.
I just go in and I just go, oh, let's just talk.
Right.
But Sam was like fucking on his game.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a matter of time before he does something on the next level.
They got to give him a show because if they lose him to something else,
fucking mistake. Yeah,
he's just too. He rides the line of sarcasm and comedy and seriousness, and he's really good with guests. He can really
O&A have groomed, I think, everyone that went through O&A boot camp of I was an old school listener from not old school. I was old school when they first started on XM.
Right.
And everyone that's gone through there, you, Billy, all the guys that have done that show, Sam, have all kind of have the same sensibility and are really good on the mic by yourselves with other people.
Yeah.
So it's it was a natural progression to see everyone get podcasts, and it's only a natural progression for Sam, who's fucking young as shit, sober, isn't a fuck up, to go to do something on the next level.
I learned how to do radio from Norton, actually.
Really? Norton, I don't understand when I watch him do radio. I don't understand his process.
When I toured with him for a little bit, and we'd have to do regular radio. This was back before XM even existed, and I would watch him because I had to do radio too. But I would always just go in and wing it.
Yeah, that's
and
what I do.
But every radio station was different. What's this guy do? What blah blah. And some people write down things you want to talk about. We're just going to talk. Blah blah blah. So I learned I learned a lot from him that each show is different. You got to kind of figure out these are the topics I want to hit. What's going on in the news?
Yeah.
You got and I was like, oh, okay. You can't just go in and yeah. I can't, and it made me better on radio because
Norton's very much I think I've only done radio with him once, I think, or a couple times, if that. But when I was there, he literally had his head into an iPad the whole time, and then would just pop up and start talking.
Yeah,
he was very multitasking, very choose his own punches.
Yeah,
I go in and I just if I do radio on the road, terrestrial radio, I just barrel through. Ask them if they have any whiskey. Let's do this.
Nah, I
take my shirt off.
Yeah, I learned to listen from that dude.
I'm not a good listener.
Really?
I'm a horrible fucking listener. That's why I'm not the best actor in the world. Because as they talk, I'm always thinking, what am I going to say? It's like when I introduce myself to someone, sometimes I'll hear, they'll go, Bert, have you met? And all I hear is, the beginning of the Chicago Bulls music, ladies and gentlemen. As they're introducing themselves, I see the smoke coming out.
Right.
I'm like, it is. And then I go, Bert Kreischer. My introduction to people, I hear the build-up in my head. I don't even remember anyone's name. I'm like, what was your name? I met Ron Bennington today.
You did?
Yeah. I was a big fan of Ron and Ron when I was a kid in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he could not be less enthused.
No, I don't think it's that at all. I think that's, I have the same thing. It's I don't think he likes me. I love Ron. I love Ron and Fez.
Oh, I love Ron and Fez.
He's so funny, and I'm a fan of the show. And hey, Ron, how you doing? How you doing? Same shit. But then one day Fez came, and I regret this fucking sucks when this happens, and it always happens. You want to get the show you want to do, or book a gig, plan a vacation, or get another gig that you really don't.
Fucking, that's the truth,
dude. They called me. They're like, yeah, Ron wants you to do his show, his after. That when they interview people, he interviews people. I forget what they call it.
I know what you're talking about, breakdown comics.
Yeah, it's like this. I forget the name. I'm losing it, but it was. I love the show. They did Patrice. They did everybody, and I was like, are you sure? Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, my self-esteem doesn't allow me to think that that's real. Yeah. And it was all set, and then they booked me some ridiculous gig. I think you know what? I had a film. That pilot I shot for FX last year, and I had to be on set or something. I couldn't do it, and I had to cancel. And they've never asked me. And it was like, we'll reschedule it. And I was like, okay. And it's like I've never been asked back. But it was like, that's when my self-esteem and stupid fate just always fucks things up. And I would have loved to. It was like awesome, to be able to sit down with Ron and have him ask you questions.
That's like the fucking.
Maybe we'll do one together.
Yeah.
What is it? So I shot I told you, for Travel Channel, a pilot.
Fucking love it. I started talking to my Travel Channel peeps about it.
Oh, do you know how fucking awesome that would be? I mean, I look, you don't get paid the most money in the world, but they're just fun to shoot. Fun to be on. There's nothing.
It's such a great job.
It's nothing better than being on a set.
There's nothing better than being on a set in a beautiful location where you wrap at 5, everyone goes to the pool, hangs out in the pool, you have fucking cocktails at night, everyone just shoots the shit, you wake up early, coffee. The best is everyone gets in the crew van and it's all the crew and you're just busting balls the entire ride over. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a grind, and you're away from your family life. There are trade-offs to it, but man, you would fucking love it.
Yeah, we shot from. It was a fucking grueling day. The first day was okay.
Yeah,
because we just it's just getting there and we're chilling and going out to dinner and having fun. The second day was 9 to 3 in the morning, but we were shooting the pilot. So it's like, dude, we can't.
You got to throw it all out there because you got to figure out what the pilot is. What the
show
is.
So it was fun. Me and Sherrod, we had a lot of fun. But by the end of the day, I was like, let's go. Can we just get this fucking shot, please? Have you ever been that way? I mean, you see. Just come on. Do you ever yell at somebody on the set? Like, do you ever get mad? I mean, they're friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've definitely lost my temper on the set. But
really?
I've been shooting this type of show for fucking 13 years. I mean, as long as I've been doing. What happened was when I got my first TV show, it was a hosted. Everyone was like, "Don't do hosted television. You'll get pigeonholed as a host. You don't want to be a fucking host. You want to be an actor." This is 98, 99. But I did it. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." Because it was money, and I didn't have any. I was like, I don't get the stereotype because I'm not in the business long enough to understand what that stereotype is.
Right.
Like, I don't know what you're saying. Your stereotype is. I don't get it because I don't give a shit. It's money, and everyone else would do it if they get. I thought anyone else would take the job, so I'm fucking taking the job.
Right.
But because of that, I learned how to host, and then because of learning how to host for my entire career, I made maybe 50 pilots. I've maybe made 50 pilots, I'm going to say.
It's amazing.
But all things that were not a lot of money, just like, hey, we want to shoot a TV show about finding the world's best dancing dog. We want to shoot a TV show about llamas. We want to shoot a TV show about bowling. We want to shoot a TV show about you doing a sex show. We want to just those things. And because I knew how to host, and they knew that I can. The biggest thing with hosting is being able to get it in one take and be fun on the set. That's it. The crew doesn't want to last forever. You got to be able to talk seamlessly about whatever you're going to do. You got to be able to do a read. I'm here in Sandusky, Ohio. The world's #1 amusement park is Cedar Point. I'm going to do the Fearsome Foursome Challenge. That's the top 4 fastest rides in under an hour. Top Thrill Dragster, Millennium. You got to be able to do that and do it in one take with people watching. Because if you can't, you turn what is a very easy shoot into a long fucking day.
We had that on our pilot. The concept, I don't want to give too much away, but it was there was a local guide, let's say, that takes us places, and we learned blah blah blah. But the guy that they picked just couldn't get it down. Couldn't.
Do they get the lip trembles?
Dude, couldn't. And the director, who's this fucking really nice guy, he has to lie back in the back of the truck, out of way, direct on his side while moving. It's like fuck. And by midday, it was like just you know what? Don't say it. Bobby, just give you, and it was like
I saved a production. I got the best thing I did is I did a show one time, and it was at Washington D.C. with the Marine Corps there. The Marine Corps band is there.
Right.
All press is there, and I'm starting a race. I'm starting a race across America in cars.
Yeah.
It's like a cannonball run, but we're finding things along the way. It's for travel. I can be I'll just be very candid about what it was. Yeah. It's for travel. It was like a special series, and they had paid a lot of money. They had a huge video village that was in a truck. They had, and it was like a fucking 7-camera shoot. We had sweeping
Travel
angles.
Channel.
Travel Channel. It was a big special. I forget what it was called, Road Trip or something. And all I had to do was introduce the people, and then the 3 judges were going to tell you the rules. Yeah. Now, it's a lot of copy, and that's the biggest thing about hosting is being able to memorize, say, a page of copy and deliver it naturally in conversation, allow people to interrupt, and still get through your copy. So I'm really good at that because I've been doing it for so long. So I go. I'm sure everyone's enthralled by this fucking story. But
I think it's fucking interesting shit. You understand that I love Travel Channel.
Yeah.
It's been one of my favorite channels forever.
Yeah.
I love all the shit.
Me too.
And then when you were on it, I was like, holy shit, this is great.
Me too.
But I see you do this shit,
Yeah.
and now I've done it, but it's like, oh my, this is really interesting because it's not just a talking head, dude. There's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, there's a dickload that goes into it. So we get there in the morning and we go into hair and makeup. It's a big production.
Yeah.
I get my sides and it's fucking intense. And I look at the other girls' sides and I go, at least they have as much as I do. And so there's 3 judges. And so I do mine and it's all live. It's all supposed to be shot live. So you can't like break down. I mean, I can stop down and do a retake, but it's as we're doing it, jets are flying over above, the flag's going, the band goes. I mean, it's fucking timed out. Right. Jets are fucking flying above us.
Right.
And they've planned for these jets, so it's like we got 2 takes. So I do my read first time perfect.
Yeah.
And then I do the second one, I do a second for safety, and I loosen it up, I lighten it up, goes great, and I'm like, phew, I'm fucking done. And I had extensive read. They go to the first judge, and she's very good. She's like a model girl, and she does it, but it's a little stilted. She's holding her hands a little, like, definitely she has memorized it, okay? Yeah. But it's usable. The next girl, she does the first line, and you see the lip trimmer, and she's going, and so then she gets through it, but it's awkward. The next girl can't even get through a sentence and make it sound, I will be judging you. Oh God. Can I take that from the top? And I see her start to fail, and I see her spiral. And once you started that spiral, it's fucking over.
Done.
So I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, well, I guess they'll just have her. So they have her piece together. They give her the pages, and they go read the line, and then just drop it and say the line out loud. So they do that, but they can't use it.
Why?
Because it doesn't cut with the big wide shot. She's got a piece of white paper in her hand doing her lines. So the fucking producers pull me aside, and they're like, we're fucked. I go, what? And they're like, our only option is for you to deliver everyone's lines, but we only have 15 minutes. And I was like, fuck. They give me, I'm telling you, I swear to God, this has gotten me a million jobs because of this. I went over, looked at everything one time. Now, mind you, I'd also heard them say it out loud, which is kind of easier when you hear someone say it.
Yeah.
So I go over, I put it back.
Yeah.
I do one take of
you.
everyone from the beginning to end. Wow. I saw it. It's me reading I outline the rules. I interview the judges. I interview everyone. I fucking did all the reads. I got out, and the guy's name's Hal. Old director. He's from CBS. He comes up to me, rips his headphones off, gives me a hug, and he goes, "You just saved fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars." And it was like, that's why you get jobs, is because you just can do it in one take. You're fun to be around. That's the only reason I work.
My acting teacher said that to me 20 years ago.
Really?
20 years ago said, good, you want after a shoot, good guy would work with him again.
Yeah.
Would get you more jobs on shit.
As opposed to dickhead, didn't trust him, a little rapey.
Which I've gotten. I've gotten them, but only on dates.
Yeah, good guy.
I've had women say that about me.
I'd work with him a million times. That's the reason I'm still working, is that just that. Yeah. Good guy. I think the whole thing, Attell said to me when I first started doing clubs, he goes, all they care about is your bar sales and are you fun to be around.
Right.
They're not going to watch you stand up. Yeah. If you're looking for a critique on your stand up, you're in the wrong place.
Try not to get AIDS.
Try not to get AIDS. Try not to get AIDS. How much time are we done?
Right now we're at an hour 12.
You got to go?
Yeah. I'm whenever you want to end it, I'm good, dude. This is your show. I'm producing.
I love it. Everyone's going to go through the roof about the sound. They're going to be like, God damn, Bert, your sound does sound awesome.
You gotta, fucking come on the Riotcast.
I'll go over to Riotcast.
Come over to Riotcast. We'll fucking hook you up at your. Well, you could have this sound on the.
It's hard because
I'll get you some blue mic. What microphones you got?
Just the fucking
Shure 58s?
Senheimers.
Whoa.
Just like handheld microphones.
Boo.
I know. I got to step up my game. I'm thinking about going to wireless.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
Next level shit.
No.
Video wireless.
What the fuck do you mean?
I shoot this in the man cave, right? My man cave is like a palatial man estate in the back of my. It's gorgeous.
Right.
It is it's a 6-figure room built for me by DIY, which they didn't pay 6 figures. It was all given to them.
Why did they build you this room?
Because my wife said, if you put energy out there, it'll come back to you. So I said I wanted a man cave.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I'm at an upfronts and I run into Andy Singer, who's the head of DIY at the time, now my president, and hopefully yours at Travel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Andy's from Florida. He went to school at Florida, University of Florida.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Miami. Greatest fucking guy in the world. Walked right up to him. I said, I want a man cave. And he was like, I'll tell you what, I'll give you one, but I'm going to put gator shit all over it because I went to Florida State.
Yeah.
And I was like, done.
Really?
Never thought it would happen. Next thing you know, boom, I got a fucking man cave.
Can I get one with Boston Red Sox stuff put on it? But
Yeah.
I
You know Tony Saragusa?
Ask him to get me a house first. I need a house because my basement is my bedroom.
Would you move out of this city?
I'm going to.
Really?
Listen, last night I'm walking my fucking dog.
Yeah.
I have to avoid probably around 7 other dog shits from these savages.
God.
These fucking savages. All the people that are in jail for marijuana, release them. Replace them with these fucking backwards cunts that live in the greatest city in the world and don't pick up their fucking dog shit.
I'm beyond anyone who doesn't pick up. I pick up dog diarrhea.
Look, man, I understand snow. It falls in. It goes away.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Get a fucking bag. Bend the fuck. If I'm bending over, you should be.
Yeah.
I want to find one of these people. I've never been able to catch them in the act because they all look around. They look, make sure nobody's coming, looking, and then they let it happen. If you're listening to this and you've not picked up your dog shit intentionally, I hope you die in a fire while your children are screaming. Watching, Daddy, Mommy, don't die, and then you die. And I hope it lasts for 10 hours.
I'll go into a garbage can and get a bag to pick up my dog shit.
I've gotten newspapers. I've went in, got a bag, came back out, and picked it up.
Yeah.
How's that sound? Diarrhea? Go in your house, get water, throw it over the diarrhea so it goes in the fucking sewer. You savage! But I'm out of this city. I'm gone.
Where do you want to go?
I need a house. You know what I need, dude?
Yeah.
I need because I have I love my apartment. It's my dream apartment.
I've been to your apartment, I think. Or no, I take that back. I think I saw a video of your apartment.
Well, you're more than welcome to come over anytime. You can never stay, but you can come over. Don't ever think that, hey, dude, no, it's not happening. Unless, like, you got arrested and you got something bad happen.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
If you have blood on you,
then I can stay.
You can stay.
Take a shower.
I'll clean you up. Bullet wound.
Just like John Holmes in Wonderland.
Right.
You'll put me in the bed. Bert, this isn't your blood. You're not bleeding blood, Bert. This is someone else's blood.
But yeah, I have a walk-in shower. I did my kitchen over. It's a duplex. I fucking love it's 2 blocks from Times Square. It's the most insane bachelor pad, and it's a great couple pad.
Yeah.
But now that we're having a baby, I need a house.
Yeah, having a house is in like a backyard.
Yeah.
Putting a grill out back.
And yeah, I need a house.
You know what I got yelled at for with our dog? I didn't understand the actual definition of it was curb your dog. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, you gotta pick up your dog shit.
Nope.
What?
Curb your dog.
Put him off the curb.
Means have them piss on the slice of grass that's over by the curb and not the one that's in front of the house.
Oh, well, curb your dog in New York doesn't mean that because nobody has grass in front of the
Someone
house.
yelled at me. They're like, don't let him piss because piss kills grass.
Right.
They're like, don't let him piss on our front yard.
Yeah.
Have him piss on that stretch of grass over there that we have for your dog to piss.
Right.
And I have a fucking bull mastiff, so that
Jesus.
That takes human-sized shits in our backyard.
Remember I used to have a joke about that?
No.
I used to have a joke about there's nothing worse in New York City than seeing some hot chick picking up a fucking big wet fucking log on a Saturday night. Some chick in a fucking dinner dress, high heels, picking up a wet dick. Just seeing the bull mastiff and his legs are shaking. Pick that shit up, bitch. You know, it's just an awful, just fucking shit joke I used to have about that.
Our dog will take like 7 shits in the backyard, and you got to go through and pick them all up because you have big. I mean, the funniest.
How funny am I though? I just tried to punch up my own joke because it was bombing on your podcast. I started adding shit that wasn't there, and then the dog,
and then the dog's trembling and the tail's out. You know what I mean? You ever seen Brewer do this thing?
You still weren't laughing. I just gave up. Yeah, I gotta get the fuck out, dude. The city is beautiful, but I need
out to LA.
Fuck you and your dreams.
It's so great out there.
You're LA, dude.
You've been very much LA.
You're fucking LA. It's Florida and New York.
Yeah,
it is. It's beautiful. The weather, I get it. I've been there, but you know what? I'm an East Coast guy. I love the East Coast. If I would move out there, I don't hate LA. I really don't. I'm done with those days.
Great time to buy a house in LA right now.
Yeah, but
great time.
I'd only buy a house if I had a show. If I had to be out there, I just my family's here.
It sucks for the road because everything's across the country.
I got nobody out there.
Yeah,
I got nobody. So
I'd
have a wife and a baby.
Don't fucking. You know what? I wish to God that I'd stayed or kept roots in here because like last night I went. We get done your podcast here at the cellar, and I go to get a beer because I don't have to. I'm going to go meet Frosty.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to go back to the back table and say hi to whoever's there, and I don't know a fucking soul. I was like, some guy Steve who was really nice. He's like, yeah, you look familiar.
Yeah, big head Steve.
And I was like, I don't fucking know anybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm out of the scene in the New York comedy scene. I'm like, everyone's younger.
It's a good thing, Bert.
Really?
But you got to look because back in the day we were here every single night. 7 nights a week until 4 or 5 in the we'd hear birds chirping.
Yeah,
that's when
when that electric blue sky would start up on the fucking floor. I love that sky. That was a great fucking feeling. That? Yes, you go up to the roof, pound some beers. Oh,
on my hookers and my case because I didn't drink. But we've moved on. That's what you want. Now, look, man, you could get on here anytime you want. You could do your comedy.
Yeah.
You do it all over the place. But now I don't hang out as much. I used to hang out every single night. If I'm not doing new jokes, I'm not coming in. I'm not coming in for accolades.
Did it change? Did the cellar change when Patrice died?
No, Patrice didn't work here.
He didn't?
No, you never heard that story?
No.
Yeah, he could have at this point before he passed away.
Yeah.
Of course, Esty and Noam, and they were, of course, whatever you want. But I think it was years ago when Manny was still alive. It was me, Geraldo, Norton, and Patrice at the back table, and Patrice was on. It was a Saturday night, a Friday night. He was on, and Manny was there with his, Ava's wife and Esty, and everybody was talking except nobody was talking to Patrice. Like I was talking to Norton and Ava, and Geraldo was talking to Manny and Esty, and Patrice was just sitting there left out. So fucking dumbzo that he is, he had to, be Patrice and take over the conversation.
Yeah.
And he pointed at, with his fucking finger to Manny. Manny, let me ask you a question. Are those your teeth real? Those real teeth? It's like, dude. It's like that's like saying, is that a wig, man? Yeah. You got a wig, you know him.
Yeah.
Right? He's just fucking. But he snapped. Fucking you and try to embarrass me.
Yeah.
You said that, and Patricia's like, no, I just want you got good teeth. I just want.
God damn
he just
it.
didn't know. He wasn't. And then he tried backpedaling, you know what I mean? Because he really didn't mean to be a dick. He was just an idiot. It was a dumb move. He snapped on him so bad. Get out of here, Yeah. And then I remember Norton got kicked out that night, too. He actually, because he was defending Patrice, and we were all defending Patrice. Like, look, he's an idiot, but he didn't mean it. He wasn't. It's just he fucked up. We all fuck up.
Yeah.
I've done it. I fucked up Patrice once. We got into an argument, and he said, you're fat. And I go, I hope you die of diabetes. And he was like, Bobby, I have diabetes, motherfucker. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like when I left Scotland and I said to him, I go, Patrice, I'm really glad we got to hang out. I feel like I'm lucky that we're friends. He's like, we're not friends. I was like, what? He was like, we're not friends. I mean, you're not going to let me spend the night at your house, are you? And I was like, no. And he goes, then we're not friends.
Yeah.
We work together and that's it. And I was like, oh, fine, fuck you.
I said that at his funeral.
What?
But anyways, he got kicked out. That was his last time working at the Cellar. And Norton defended him and left. He was back 2 days later, of course, because he loves doing spots.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, I fucked up. Fucking. But Patrice. Then he was just fucking. I don't need to work there. He was so confident. He was like, I'll go somewhere else. I don't care. That's cool. Fuck. And then he never came in. He would retire, from comedy every fucking. If he had nothing to say, he would not go on stage. And then something would happen in the news. Something would happen in the news, and he would go in and have to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's when you'd see Patrice in town. But yeah, he and at his funeral I said that when I spoke is that he taught me how to be a friend, because I remember when I was in L.A., I was living there, and that's when we went on the road trip.
Yeah.
And he stayed at my house, and he was like, Bobby, you drive me over here and drive me. I got to go to Laugh Factory. We were in a competition, and I didn't make it, and he did. He made it to the next round, and he goes, Bobby, drive me over to the. And I was like, I'm not your fucking chauffeur, dude.
Yeah.
I drive you over to this place. And he goes, what the fuck? He goes, no, you're not. You're my friend, stupid. And that's what friends do. You chauffeur me the fuck around when I'm in your town. Now, that you drive me where I need and pick me up, motherfucker. That's what you do. And I was like, you're right. I'm your fucking friend, and I made it about some bullshit. And you need a ride, and I'm your only friend out here. I'm your only guy. If I don't give you a ride, you're fucked. You're done. So I was like, yeah, you're right. I had to give him I said at his funeral, it was kind of funny. I was like, well, for black people, white people don't do that. You just get your own ride.
Yeah.
I go, but black friend. He taught me how to be a good black friend.
Yeah.
Thank God I got a laugh, dude. That didn't work.
Oh.
But I remember at his funeral too. I said, we went to Patrice. We went to Brazil. And I looked over the priest. I go, for culture. Because everybody knows.
I wish I had gone to that funeral in retrospect. I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't want to be the guy that flew out from L.A. and then people thought I was out there to network. Because I knew I'm sure there were people that did that. But I was like, I looked at the ticket. It was $1,500 to fly out, because it was the last minute that he passed.
Yeah, for first class.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not flying coach.
Do you not fly coach anymore?
No, I don't fly coach.
Listen to me.
No, I fly coach, but I book only on American. And it was the last minute, and the ticket was probably $900 coach, and there was no chance of getting upgraded. And I was like, if I show up, I'm going to be around a bunch of people that'll be like, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, are you here? Why are you here? And I was just like, I don't want to be that guy. And then all I could hear was Patrice in my head going, I wouldn't spend $900 to go to your funeral. I was like, hey, you're right, Patrice. So I said goodbye to him my own way.
Yeah. Did you? So do you really not fly? This. I want to know what that part of the.
It's not. First of all, I get it in a contract. I probably shouldn't talk about contracts, but most of my contracts I have negotiated because of a fear of flying. I negotiated a business class or better travel.
I did that in mine.
Yeah, it's very common. It's very common.
It should be. You should be in because for one thing, it's better for the company.
It's better for everyone.
And anytime any type of pilot or any type of, it's always in the contract because if they have to cancel it or something happens, it's so much easier to do that.
And it's easier to reschedule, get me out earlier. So like anytime I fly for business, it's always business class. But if I fly for myself, I have worked the system. I'm in the upper echelon of American Airlines that people don't even know about in the quality. Yeah, I'm in the fucking.
How?
I'm in the fight club of fucking because I fly that much. I fly 250,000 miles a year on American.
You fly that much?
I had 1 month where I flew back and forth from Italy twice to Scotland once, and then back and forth from L.A. from just work.
What work?
Doing TV shows.
Travel Channel?
Yeah, Travel Channel. So like I'm going back and forth, and I choose.
Trip Flip does that?
I did another special called Trip of a Lifetime.
Oh yeah,
and we shot in Italy. I came home, went back to Italy, went to Boston to an event, went back to L.A., went to Italy, shoot Trip of a Lifetime, came back to L.A., then I went to Scotland, and then I think from Scotland went to Australia. So it's like I fly. I had 1 month that was so amazing. Like I traveled so much. I was like, I've got to be able to get over my fear of flying. Still haven't, but when I fly personally, I get given. There's 10 times a year I can just say I buy a coach ticket and I say I want it to be first class, and then they'll give it to me first class because it's called a VIP upgrade. and then I have and then I get complimentary upgrades. So most of the time I can look at a plane, see it's half full in first, and go, well, if I book a coach ticket, I'll get upgraded anyway. Right. So yeah, I haven't flown. I pay coach I fly.
What is your fear of flying? I know
fear of death.
You think it's going to crash?
I just don't want to die.
Well,
same reason I don't want to leave a party.
Why?
Because I don't want to miss the good shit. Like it's the same. Like my fear of death is I don't want to miss the good shit. Like I don't want to miss it. And then if I even think about death, I start getting like up in my head about it. Like I have a terrible fear of death.
Really?
Oh, I can spin myself into an anxiety attack thinking about death.
Do you get anxiety attacks?
Oh, of course.
Like what? Like what happens in anxiety attack?
Yeah. Like for me, I'll put on like it'll almost be like blinders are on.
Right.
I'll get tunnel vision and I'll start losing my sense of like everything will seem like louder, like everyone's shouting at me, and I'll have no balance and like. Sometimes sometimes it's dictated by my stomach. So if I've eaten shitty food or I've had too much coffee, that'll happen. But the majority of times it's just you lose all perspective. Blinders on, everything's tilting. It sounds like everyone's yelling at you. Fucking horrible.
I get angry.
Really?
Yeah. When I get anxiety, now that I quit smoking and I don't, fuck shit, I'm fucking on Craigslist trying to fucking get a hand job.
Yeah.
And now, of course, there's eating, but trying to get a hold of that. Now I get the anxiety comes out in anger, and it's always come out in anger. I just figured that out. Remember the time we did the road trip, and I ripped the roof off the thing.
I think about
and
that
I snapped
so
on
much.
You.
And all I said was, "Hey, don't worry, we'll all pay for it."
And I was just anxiety.
Yeah.
And that's what I was. I mean, that's why I was taught to deal with anxiety as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. My stepfather used to hit me, and my mother used to scream and
yell. Do you think you're
going
to hit your kid?
I hope so. I hope that I can whack it.
Really?
To teach it things.
You'll be shocked.
Are you out of your mind?
You'll be shocked.
I'm not going to hit my kid.
Oh yeah. It's hard to hit your kid.
Look,
Leanne hit Isla once.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Whoa, you didn't green?" She did it. Look, this is secret time because I know she doesn't listen to my fucking podcast.
She doesn't.
No, she does not. She has no fucking interest.
She's
great. Like, she has no.
She
interest.
A square? What does she do?
She's a mom, housewife.
Never had a headshot?
No, she had a headshot.
She did?
Yeah, she had a headshot, but they told her you can either be overweight. This is back when you can be overweight like a Janine Garofalo, or you can lose a ton of weight and be like a waif like Winona Ryder, but you're in the middle right now and it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just decided to stay who she was and then started writing and then was writing screenplays, met me, and that's when we met. But she hit our youngest daughter in front of her family, I think, to kind of like show that she was a good parent because they're all rednecks and they all hit their kids. And so Isla was acting up and we don't hit our kids, and I think she did it to prove I parent this child.
Right.
And I fucking found out and I lost my shit. I was like, listen, I don't have a problem with you spanking our kids if it's a decision that we arrive on. But we've never done it. We've never done it both, so we've kind of agreed not to do it. We never had a conversation about it, but we just haven't hit the kids. And then you hit Isla in front of your family? I was like, and she was like, I brought her into a bed. I go, no, that's bullshit. Like, and I got fucking pissed.
Really?
Yeah. And Isla's been hit a few times. My dad hit Isla.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, he smacked her in the ass. And
why?
Because she's a fucking lunatic. This kid's a fucking lunatic.
Well, what do you hit a kid for?
I don't know. I've never hit a kid, so I don't know. My dad spanked her because she was acting up, and he was trying to enjoy a whiskey and a cigar. And he gave her a smack on the ass. He goes, "Damn it, Isla!" and just hit her.
Sounds like the 1920s.
And she looked at me and she goes, "Daddy, Papa hit me."
What did you say?
And I said, "Well, I don't know what to tell you. I still borrow money from the guy."
Really?
Back then, yeah. It was like fucking 6 years ago. I was like, "Don't know what to tell you, kiddo." I was like, "He's allowed to hit all of us." He paid my fucking car payment
He's allowed
last
to hit
month.
all of us and have sex with Mom twice a year.
He's the big guy around here. I had to borrow money for him for Christmas. Yeah. So
that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, but Leanne did it. I've never hit either of the kids.
You've never hit your kid?
Never.
Never spanked their butt?
Never.
Never grabbed them and shook them and, why are you here?
Never. Not even. I'll tell you what I did that was real shitty the other night. No. And I felt guilty about it.
You wiped poo into her vagina.
No, I put her in the corner and I pissed on her. No, I'm kidding. No, Georgia's in this like real sassy phase. Yeah. And I was trying to explain to them, our dog's fucking like 140 pounds. So I was trying to explain to them, you can't get in Priscilla's face and Mad Dog her. Sometimes they'll get in her face and Isla especially will get in her face and go, and then Priscilla will be like, what the fuck? But Isla will hold on to her ears so she can't move.
Right.
Isla's a fucking lunatic. When this kid was a baby, you thought she was trying to kill herself. It was like she had a life insurance policy on herself, and she was trying to collect the money.
Really?
Like she was a fucking, she's a tough kid to parent. But Georgia, I sat them down, and I was explaining how you can't do that, how you got to respect a dog's privacy and respect their space, and you can't scare them when they're sleeping. You can't, all the things. And Georgia got up and goes, yeah, we get it, and walked out of the room. Right. And I was like, I go, whoa. And I went and I talked to her. I go, Georgia, and she was not respecting the fact that was disrespectful. She was like, you could see her like almost rolling her eyes. And so I was like, all right, cool. All right, I'm taking off for New York tomorrow. I'll give you guys a call from New York. And I went and got in my bed, and I laid in my bed with my shoes on, just laid in the bed and kind of folded my arms, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And Georgia realized that what she did was shitty, and she came to the room to apologize to me. Yeah. And she stood at the door, and she was like, Daddy, and you could tell she was sorry, but I was so fucking pissed. Yeah. I go, you know what? I don't want to deal with you. I go, maybe later. I'll talk to you when I get back from New York. And she went, and I saw her melt down like, holy shit. She went in her room. Leanne puts him into bed. She's in her room. She's crying. And I'm like, I just fucking treated her like a girlfriend. I treated her like I'd treat Leanne when I'm pissed.
Right.
Like I leveraged emotional, like, I'm your dad. I'm on the road for fucking 5 days. I'll call you when I get back. I was so fucking guilty.
Jesus.
I went into a room and she was like crying. And I was like, baby, I didn't say I'm so sorry. I let her apologize to me. I'm really sorry. I was mean to you, Daddy, and I didn't mean to be. I was trying to be funny, and I thought you'd think it was funny, and I kind of knew that in the back of my head. But I let her apologize, and then I was like, okay. And so and Leanne's like, don't engage, let it happen, let her apologize, let her own that she can't act like that to us. Right. I knew that I'd been shitty. So the next morning, I'm getting ready to go to the airport. Everyone comes and jumps into bed to wake me up. Yeah. And I apologized to George. I was like, honey, I'm so sorry. I was shitty to you last night. Yeah. And I was like, and she was like, she didn't even remember. She was like, what are you talking about? Right. And I was like, yeah, you remember when you were crying? She was like, I cry all the time. Right. So I was like, fuck, but that's the closest I've come.
But then you pissed on her.
Then I pissed on her.
Okay, good. Before you
pissed on her.
Dude, that's fucking... First of all, we're at an hour and 34. I don't know how long your podcast goes.
Oh, we can wrap it up.
Whenever you want.
I gotta go back uptown. I gotta walk. I'm walking.
That is why?
Because I like it. Walk 44 blocks, just fucking pounding ground. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna stop by. I think I'm gonna stop by Eddie Wong's Bauhaus. Have you ever heard of Bauhaus?
What's that?
It's his restaurant. It's Taiwanese food. I've never had it.
What is that?
I don't even know, man.
Where is it at?
I don't even know. I'm gonna fucking Google it.
Where is it?
Bauhaus. East Village.
East Village is down here.
Yeah, 14th Street.
Yeah, that's right up here.
Yeah, I'm going to go stop by Bauhaus and get some Taiwanese bao.
What's that?
Who fucking knows?
Now you got me interested. This is our new show. It's called Me. We're pounding the street with Bert and Bob.
He's interesting as shit, that guy.
Who?
Eddie Wong.
Really?
Yeah, he's a comic, but I don't know stand-up. I don't know how much stand-up he actually does.
Yeah.
Because he does own a restaurant. He does write books, and he does have a show on Vice. But he does say...
Love Vice. Vice what?
Vice.
Vice Guide?
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah, he does a show called...
Fuck do I love those guys.
Fresh Off the Boat.
Love them.
Yeah, he was going to do the podcast this week, but he's kind of wrapped up.
Ah, fuck. Sorry.
He replied, and he was like, yeah, I'm in. And then his manager called, and he's like, he's not.
It's terrible. Then you get stuck with me.
I didn't get stuck. You were my first choice.
Shut your face.
I swear to God, I texted you, Jim Norton, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm the only one that responded.
No, Jim was going to do it, but he had to leave today, and he got busy yesterday. And I was like... and
that means he's not... That's so funny. Yeah. I was going to do it, but, dude, I'm busy, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So, no.
Like, yeah. He was like, yeah, reach out. Jim's always been nice. I don't know if he really wants to do it, but at least he's nice enough to not make me feel like I'm an asshole.
Nah, you're not. You're one of the nicest guys in the business.
And Amy Schumer's on next week. And
really?
Yeah.
She's great.
She is fucking great.
Love Amy.
She killed our hamster.
What?
Yeah.
When?
We used to let her, back when she wasn't famous, we'd let her stay at our house when we went out of town. Yeah. And Liam would be like, yeah, she loved to party with my sisters. They lived down the block. And she'd have our house. It was a huge apartment, loft. And we'd let her, hey, do us a favor, though, watch our dogs and our cats. And she'd be like, fine, not a problem. Yeah. Come back one time. She's like, got a note. Sorry about your hamster.
Well, how'd it die?
Who fucking knows? All I know is that...
What if Amy's a serial killer?
She just was like, fucking audition. Goddamn hamster keeps looking at me.
Yeah, just choked it
Fuck you. Fuck you, Cinderella.
Right?
Yeah. The best part of that story is that So the girls didn't understand what death was.
Oh, no.
So the hamster's name was Ariel. So we take Ariel out to the front of our street on Detroit Street and dig a hole.
But
and
on the curb
on
side.
the curbside, and we bury Ariel. And as we bury it, Isla's like, when are we going to see Ariel again? And we're like, Isla, Ariel's dead. And they're like, oh, wait, dead? What's dead? And we're like, dead goes to heaven, and you'll never see it again. And you could see her like eyes sinking in.
Oh.
And then she's like, wait, do I know anything else that has died? And Leanne's like, yeah, your grandfather. And she was like, Grandma's dead. And we're like, and Grandma. She's like, Grandma's dead. Are you fucking kidding me? You're like, yeah. And your Aunt Susan. And you're like, she's like, all these fucking things are dead. And they fucking lost it. The only other best dead story than that is so Isla and Georgia got two goldfish, right? Two magic goldfish, Goldie and I forget the other one's name. It had let's just say it's Ariel too. I'm sure it's Ariel also. Right. So Leanne's friend stays at our house to watch our goldfish, and we come back. She's like, Ariel died. And Leanne's like, oh, fuck, Isla's going to be a mess because now she knows what death is. Right. So we go back and we take the goldfish out of the fucking thing, put it in the thing. We're like, listen, Isla, we got some bad news. Ariel died. And Isla fucking melts down. I mean, it's uncontrollable. And Georgia, in this real fucking almost like bitchy way, starts like, oh, well, at least Goldie's still around. And Isla's like, this is like, we're like, Georgia, stop. Let Isla have her moment because this is a really big deal for her. But Georgia's almost like sticking the knife in and turning it. Like, oh, sorry that yours is dead, but mine isn't dead. And Isla's getting worse and worse until we go to flush the goldfish down the toilet and have our moment. Right. And as we do, Isla goes, that isn't Ariel, that's Goldie. And George is like, what? We look and she goes, oh, Ariel's still alive. And George is like, fucking Goldie's dead. It was the most beautiful fucking moment. And we were like,
dude, this is really, listen, I know you're going to wrap this up, but Amy Schumer killed one of your pets.
Killed our hamster.
Dude, this is not good.
I'm gonna get clarification on that.
Do you know how hard it is to kill a hamster?
Yeah, this thing was like, we'd let it go in the house and the dog and the cat couldn't kill it.
Yeah, dude.
It gets like, one weekend with Amy Schumer, and it's like, fucking see ya.
One bad audition, she grabs it and chokes it out and throws it against the TV.
Fucking Jesselnick, where is he? He's on the road. All right, Bobby, thank you so much for doing my podcast and hosting my podcast and producing my podcast.
Yes.
If you guys have any compliments on the sound, please check out Bobby's podcast network called Riotcast, and you know what, dude, is his podcast. You know what, dude?
You know what, dude?
Dude, meeting Dan, by the way, Soder, was a fucking treat.
Really?
That guy's funny as shit.
Dan's a very funny guy, man.
I enjoy listening to your podcast so much.
Yeah, I love Dan. I love all the guys on my show. They're really funny. They're all the New York. I have a lot of the younger guys on. Actually, not young, but guys who.
Yeah, Dan's pretty old. No,
yeah,
I'm kidding.
No, well, Dan and Joe List and Luis Gomez.
I know Luis Gomez. He worked with me up in for a weekend. He did like a spot with me up in northern upstate. At the Liberty Live.
Yeah.
He has the Hammer Fist podcast.
Hammer Fisting on Riotcast too. Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me on. This is
Any dates
great.
you want to plug?
No, just go to
everyone on Death Squad, follow Bobby Kelly. He is at Robert Kelly.
Death Squad. That's such a badass name, isn't
fucking
it?
it's an insane organization to be involved with.
Isn't it?
Dude, you have no fucking idea.
What do you mean?
It's like being a part of Fight Club.
Yeah.
It is just like you saw in that movie.
Yeah.
You'll see it happened to me today.
What?
I was up at Sirius XM. And dude just walks by and goes, "The Machine."
Yeah.
And it's just like it's this great like underground. Everyone follows what ultimately is, the tenements of Death Squad, which is don't be cunty, be your own hero. Like fucking, like it's just be healthy.
Yeah.
Try to fucking live your life. Like don't talk shit about other people. Stay away from negativity. Yeah. It's like a bunch of things that I guess Joe has ultimately kind of talked about. Right. But it kind of everyone adheres to, and it's a positive energy thing, right. And everyone supports each other. It's fucking great. You got to come out when you come out. You got to do Joe's podcast.
Well, I mean that would be Joe's decision.
Well, I'll shoot Joe. A lot of times you guys come out, and I don't think he knows you guys are out there.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Joe. I love Joe and
you and Brewer. I'd love to see both of you guys do his at different times. Obviously,
yeah.
But you and Joe could talk for.
I wouldn't get a
ever.
fucking word in edgewise if Brewer's on.
Bro, I party with Brewer in Pittsburgh.
He can talk, man.
I fucking love that guy.
Funny guy, dude.
I had my first time ever meeting him, and I should have him on my podcast sometime.
He lives right here.
Fucking love Brewer.
He's the best. He's one of them. Yeah.
I'll tell you some stories off air about Brewer.
Oh boy. All right, man. Well,
I
thanks for
love
having
you,
me on.
Bobby. Thank you so much.
You got to go to my website, robertkellylive.com.
And see him live. You're gonna one of my favorite stand-ups I've ever worked with. Hands down, no questions asked. He is the prototype of what is, I believe, where my genre of stand-up comes from, which is New York style stand-up, which is The Room is his show. There are legendary stories about Bobby doing colleges in a single room, standing on a desk and performing from the kids and having him come back.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about. Too.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby, I'll let you go. Thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.